Yes, thank you very much. So, ladies, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and let's just start breathing. Close your eyes, connect with your inhale and your exhale, grounding into the space, grounding into your heart and your womb. So, this program, this 3-day portal, is called Pleasure for Purpose and Evolution. It's all about understanding our original feminine blueprint. It's all about understanding that there is an intelligence for us to start unlocking so that our life can really become poetry in motion, so that we can relax in our feminine design, allow ourselves to experience more beauty, more ease, and pretty much release this paradigm of suffering and pushing and accepting situation, people, circumstances that bringing tension into our field instead of feeding our light. We are indeed remembering our original blueprint. And this is a completely new field, collectively, individually. And women, we blossom in community. We blossom when we come together. We support each other. We alchemize each other. We see each other. And this is why I like to create these sacred spaces. Yesterday, we really dive into pleasure, reclaiming our pleasure as a medicine and as an important part of our design as women. I'm inviting now to each one of you to feel in your body where you are now with yesterday. Everything that we discussed, what really stuck with you, and how your body is processing it. Do you have any questions? Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your womb. Feel your womb pulsing, your heart pulsing. The reason why I always bring you back to your body is because your body is where the energy shifts. In your cells, in your fascia tissue, in your organs, in your nervous system. That's where the alchemy happens. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhaling one more time. Exhale. Ask your heart now, is there anything that you need to deepen from yesterday? Any confusion? Any area that we have discussed that you need clarification for, where you are right now, so that we can move into the next layer of our activation. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. And you're going to share in the chat, how are you today? What has came up for you after our session? With the pleasure. There are a couple of things that, as you're writing, I want to share. If you think about yourself, you're like a jigsaw, right? You know that game that we play, I don't know the name in English, you know, it's like squares, and there's one side, you have to put one side in blue, one side in white, one side in yellow, and you just play around, right? You know which game I'm talking about? Anyone? Yeah? No? Some of you know which game I'm talking about, right? What's the name of the, it's like kids play with Rubicon or something like that? What's the name?
Rubik's Cube.
Exactly. But and you see how you have to move all the pieces, and then when you move the pieces, and then, you know, right? That's the way we are, right? It's like we are this puzzle, and we have to clack 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 all those pieces, and then shoop, something shifts, right? And so pleasure was a big part of this equation yesterday. What I want to tell you is, remember, we have the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, and the spiritual body. Yesterday, I spent some time breaking down a lot of the belief and stories and resistance that we might have around increasing our pleasure blueprint, right? And a big part of the conversation was pleasure versus pain. How do we hold both energy? And then when we finished the call, I was like, oh my God, here in Bali, we literally in Yepi, which is the celebration of the balance between darkness and night. Like, it's just amazing. Like, today is a day everything is dark. Like, I'm cheating right now, to be honest with you, but I wanted to do this activation in this vortex. But literally everything is dark. It's like silence, like connecting with the darkness, because the Balinese have really an understanding of the importance of connecting with darkness and light and the balance between the two. Okay, so I really wanted to take the time to look at, like, really what's going on with pleasure, for you to have a good understanding, so that then, you know, okay, in my life right now, whatever I am processing, whatever I'm trying to shift, it's very important that you can see clearly, this is what's happening in my pleasure blueprint. And this is how it's affecting my reality and how I create my reality. Because when we become alchemists and we see clearly those links, then it's like, okay, I understand how it works. It doesn't feel like anymore we're navigating this way and there is so much confusion. So that's the masculine aspect of the process. Tomorrow, we're going to go into the feminine aspect of the process, which is going to be going into the alchemy, right? And so every time we anything we do, there is a masculine aspect, there is a feminine aspect. So the question I have for all of you now is, based on everything that we discussed today about your pleasure blueprint, pleasure versus pain, pleasure and truth, expressing your truth, pleasure and environment, rejection versus validation and belonging, do you have now an idea of how working on your pleasure blueprint or shifting your pleasure blueprint can bring shift in your reality? So now I want us to come into like a bit of an eagle view of, you know, understanding what's going on. That's my question for you before we go into your erotic blueprint. So I always like to go ding and then shoot ego view, understanding like big picture of what's going on. Okay, so that we have more mastery in navigating everything. So let me look in the chat. And as a reminder, in the pleasure blueprint, you have your conditioning and your programming around pleasure, but also remember we discussed, for instance, conditioning around loss. I'll give you an example. I saw today something on Instagram. It was, I don't know if anyone can know a diary of a CEO. So Stephen was interviewing this woman and she said, when you start growing, when you start evolving, a lot of people around you, they see that you're evolving, they see that you're growing, and there is a separation that happened because those people get triggered by you. And I thought about it and I said, no, that's a scarcity mindset. The only reason why, when you start evolving and transmuting, you feel alone is just because you have a belief that there's not enough people that are going to be in the new frequency, or you have a belief that when you grow and you become different, you lose people and you're alone. It's just a belief, and that belief is a scarcity belief. It's the same energy that make us stuck with friendship or relationship with men that are not aligned because we're afraid of being alone and we don't think we're going to meet the matching energy. So now, if we go back into the pleasure blueprint, this person in a pleasure blueprint needs to shift that energy, right? This is a paradigm of fear and scarcity. So you see, the pleasure blueprint for me, and I remember I told you yesterday, pleasure, your relationship with pleasure is your relationship with love, right? If you have some kind of restriction around love, you will have around pleasure. If you have some kind of restriction around pleasure, your capacity to be more in love, to embody more love is going to be affected. It's all connected. I want to make sure that what I'm saying is making sense. So let me know if you have any questions. So Michelle, I found solar plexus. What's happening? Oh, we have the chat from yesterday. That's interesting. Okay, so Michelle. It's continuing the chat because it's the same event. That's pretty cool. Okay, after he said I found solar experience on inside timer to flow and embrace it. I've been working more slowly previously. Exactly. And you're listening to your body, Michelle, right? Like our body is speaking to us, and sometimes like, oh, why do I have this back pain? Now what you're doing is you're actually listening. All right? You slept better than usual, Zineb. That's good news. Okay. I have been leaning towards pain most of my life, and lately there is more pleasure. Body is acting up, and took a break, owning my pleasure as opposed to my pain. Yeah. Yeah, ladies, what's going to happen? The more you become really fluent in tuning into your body and listening to your body, the more when you have body pain, your body is going to tell you very clearly what it is about. It's like everything we learn. Remember, I was talking about driving yesterday, and we're going to do a bit of that today, and tomorrow also we'll do that. So the more you do this practice, the more you receive the message from your body, and then once you receive the message from your body, then you tap into how alchemy work. How do I bring the shift? You do your alchemy and you shift the energy. I gave you a few examples yesterday. Lashes is feeling really worried about how I am dealing with my depressed teen and ex who is stuck in pushing me under the carpet. I did turn up around to stand deal with it. Today a solution came through and I is feeling full of, oh my God, this is amazing, Lara. Amazing. Oh my God, the surrender. Please, everyone, read Lara's sharing. The power of surrender. This is a special note from my control freak. I'm included there. I go in and out of surrender, right? But like the power of surrender, every time I forget how much surrender. And you know what? Surrender for me, there's always the moment where I get stuck and I do what Lara did. I'm like, you know what? right? And sometimes the surrender is surrendering to something that has been calling you. Sometimes the surrendering is doing nothing, spending your day taking a bath and reading and journaling. So surrender will mean different thing for each one of us. But when we get to surrender, what we do is we release the hold and the energy start flowing. I mean, that's so nice to relax and receive and stop. So, ladies, remember what I told you yesterday. What I'm doing with the master class is I am really giving you the understanding of how everything works. So, Zineb, you're asking me like, Zineb, it's not going to be possible for me to cover all your pleasure blueprint in 2 days, right? So what I'm doing now, yesterday, I focused on two things. I gave you the understanding of how your pleasure blueprint work and how it's affecting your life now. And we narrowed down on the main issues that for the group right now, we're coming up from the pleasure blueprint. So pleasure versus pain, pleasure, truth and expression, pleasure versus family, etc. Right? If you really want to go deeper with me and go in depth in the work, you all the information has been sent for my 8-week program. You can look into it. But just know that what I recommend, if you don't join my program, my recommendation would be for each one of you to take your pleasure blueprint now and pick one aspect that you feel is important right now and that you can calibrate and focus on it. So if the first aspect is, okay, you know what? I know what is my conditioning around pleasure. Number one, I know that in my family, it's not pleasure, it's suffering, da, 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 da. I'm going to focus on that. Okay. Some of you will be like, you know what? I don't feel safe because if I'm on my turn on, I become radiant. I start attracting attention. And in the past, it was not so good. So I don't feel safe. So what do I need to work on? I need to work on safety so that I can be in my pleasure, expand in my light. That's your focus. Okay, so I always, when I do this type of masterclass, I give you the big picture so that you become a true alchemist and you understand how the different layers. And then I zoom in a specific point, but we don't have time to go through everything like in 3 days, right? So, not to get overwhelmed, pick one point and focus on it. In the last, that's why everything is telling me that my pain tasks were nice to relax and receive and stop always trying to control and no. After yesterday's session, anxiety started releasing big time in the form of anger. I'm always on the go, always rushing and constantly being overstimulated. I started stopping more, breathing deeply. You know what exercise I will give you, Sophia? I will look into everything that is on your to-do list and I will ask you what is on your to-do list right now that doesn't feel like a sacred yes. What is on your to-do list right now that you do because you feel you have to do it and not because your womb and your heart are saying yes. Now, on your to-do list, you might know, okay, I want to do shadow work on XYZ. And it might not be a sacred yes right now because your nervous system is like, oh, I'm freaking out, right? And you need a little bit of space. So there is refinement, like in what I'm saying, right? But basically, part of you making space is going to be identifying really what is not feeling aligned anymore and seeing it clearly. Ah, yes. Yes, Lotte, because after all the crying is a clearing, right? So when you do all the crying, it might be a bit exhausting, it might, but if you hold the energy without putting any sort of drama around it, right? Just I'm allowing my vessel to flow and release energy. Then you come to a point where it's like, okay, clarity start coming through after the release, right? Lost in the throat, upper back, and solar plexus, and very weird, vivid dreams. Haha. Surrender, yeah. Yes, be gentle with yourself, Lubna. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, so I don't see that we have questions about yesterday. We did have a question which was like, how do we do the four pleasure, the element of pleasure blueprint? I'm like, X, how do I do it in one evening? I can't, right? So I would say to everyone, and I ask you to share because I want to use the Facebook group. Take time to share in the Facebook group what's coming up. If you have identified what you want to work on now, share in the Facebook group. I want to work on my capacity to experience more pleasure in my body right now. This is what's going on now. This is what I would like to open to, right? Share. And then in that space, I can give you feedback. Other women can give you ideas. Okay. And so don't feel like you have to do it by yourself. And we have a space to continue the conversation outside of the Zoom calls. Yeah. So Nusa, we discussed that yesterday when pleasure enter your life and chaos start coming up in your life also. Right, that was discussed yesterday. So you know what's going on. So the chaos is just showing you shadows or inner conflicts. Yeah. Okay. Okay, ladies, let's take a moment to breathe into tonight's activation, which is your erotic blueprint. So close your eyes, and we're going to do a bit of movement here. Mm. Ask your heart, how are you today? And ask your womb, how are you today? So today we're going to dive into your erotic blueprint, your relationship with your sexuality, your relationship with intimacy. And we're going to explore how your erotic blueprint has a direct connection with your consciousness, your expansion, your relationship with the divine. What has been your conditioning around your sexuality? What are the messages that you received in your childhood related to your sexuality, your womb, your women's cycle, and your bleeding? And how is your sexuality today? How do you relate to your sexual energy? How do you relate to your womb? And how do you relate to your power as a creatrix? How do you connect with the divinity within you and the divinity around you? Take a deep inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, gently come back. Okay. So I'm going to invite everyone to share. What is your relationship with your sexuality today? What is your relationship with your womb today? And how is your creation slash manifestation today? And last question is, what is your relationship with honoring the divinity within you today? So the first one is your sexuality. The second one is your womb. The third one is your creativity. And the last one is your relationship with the divine, including the divine within you. I will be sharing, Lara, I will be sharing the 11 pleasure in the Facebook group, as well as the connection with between the womb and the throat chakra. I will be sharing that also there. Denise, the Facebook group was sending the replay email. Okay. Okay. Mm. Yeah, Lubna, I hear you. Okay. Exactly. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. So our sexuality, our sexual energy, I think all of you, most of you know that your sexual energy is basically your power to create. It's your creative energy. Everyone knows that, right? Yes? All right. So your sexual energy is your creative energy, and your womb is the temple where the alchemy happens. Okay. So your power to create, to manifest, to unlock new timeline and new possibilities is directly connected to your relationship with your womb and your sexuality. And whoever says activating new timeline is, we are basically saying activating new level of consciousness. All right. Expanding our connection with the divine. So you will see that if you look at, I will give you an example later, but if, oh, more sharing, okay. Fear, I recognize the parents sometimes feel like it might be uncontrollable. Oh, fear of this power being uncontrollable. Yeah. Yeah. So you see, Michelle says, disconnected from womb. I'm not a mother. Once a month, I suffer. Right? And Michelle, you're an artist and you're quite an artist. So imagine how your artistry will be when you start really tapping into and cultivating the power of your womb. Yeah, yeah. So Denise said, for creativity and divine, I sense it and can connect with them both, but it is as if they are just there, but I don't actively practice from them. Okay. Sexuality, solid and free. Okay, so it feels safe individually, but not in sharing with someone, Lottie. The relationship is good, but still healing. Okay. Inspiration, trusting more and more. Amazing. Yes, there is a connection with our relationship. We have our mother and our relationship with our wound. Yeah. And that's what the mother wound is part. The mother wound is also a wound around our creation. Yeah. They will take it away. What do you mean by they won't take it away, Lina? Okay. So here is what I want to share with you tonight about your erotic blueprint. Your erotic blueprint is literally affecting the way you create your reality and what you feel is possible. So when you think about your erotic blueprint, in essence, your relationship with your sexuality is going to affect your relationship with your creation and manifestation. It's just the way it is. Let me give you an example. In my last 2-day immersion, one of the women has been telling me, oh, for my relationship, I really would like to attract a beautiful masculine energy and really bring this, I'm going on date and I'm doing everything, but nothing is happening. It's so quiet. I'm not meeting the right person. I said, okay, so basically it feels empty. It feels like nothing is happening. I said, okay. And I said to her, how is your erotic blueprint right now? How is your sexuality? And she says, oh, nothing is happening. It feels empty. I'm not connecting. I said, okay. So you see that how you completely disconnected to your sexuality is impacting how you creating or not creating your reality. So what I want for you to realize today and to observe now is when you look at your relationship with your sexuality and your relationship with how you manifest in your reality, do you see some parallel? And you look at your relationship with your womb and your relationship with the God or the divine, do you see some parallel? Right? Because you're going to start understanding that part of you really owning your power to create is honoring your divinity, because God is the creator, but you are a creator too. You are a creatrix. You have the codes. You have a womb. The womb is a temple of creation. It's a whole matrix right there. Ovaries, inception of the energy seed. Uterus, incubator, growing the energy. Vagina, bringing the fuel, the juice, the sacred water, right? To nurture and hold the creation until the creation is ready to be brought into the world. The vagina canal de passage to bring the energy into the world. And we have the mirroring energy in the throat. We are creatures of creation. That's what we are. And so that's powerful. So if you don't feel comfortable realizing I am an alchemist, I'm a witch, I'm a magician, I'm a creatrix, whatever word works for you, but I have that power to create and I decide to step into that power fully, right? Then your creation is always going to be timid and held back. Does that make sense? Any questions on that? We have comments. What do we have? I'm not a mom part. Yeah, okay. So 100% here, like you see, that's what I was saying yesterday, is that it is important for us women to realize, in my methodology, I call, I have like inner temple cultivation. This is how I call it. How do you cultivate your inner temple? How do you cultivate your gift, your energy? Remember yesterday I gave the example preparing for miracle. The company who has 10 employees and have 100 order a day and goes to 500 order a day is going to freak out, is going to be, and 1,000 is going to be mayhem in this company. And a lot of shit and chaos is going to happen, right? So we build the process. We build the staff and the right structure to be able to hold more energy. So cultivating your womb energy is not just about having children. It's about birthing even new version of yourself. It's about unlocking new realities, a new possibility, new universe, new timelines. So when every day as a woman you wake up and you're doing your breathing and you circulate the energy in your womb and you clear what doesn't align anymore, what you're doing is you're activating your vortex. That's regular feminine alchemy practices. It's not just, oh, I'm connecting with my womb when I'm bleeding, when I'm going to the gynecologist, and if I'm pregnant, right? Inner temple cultivation. We talked about pleasure yesterday. Your erotic blueprint and erotic cultivation is another important part of it. Right? So what we're talking today about activating your erotic blueprint is literally about tapping into your power to create. Yeah, the messaging for the patriarchy. I'm not even getting into that conversation. I've done this conversation. I'm like, hey, I have done this conversation for so long now. I'm like, halas, right? I'm focusing on like anchoring the new energy. Exactly. Yeah, Zineb. Sexual alchemy practice, and we're going to do tomorrow. And Adri, who has done my embodiment practice in Dubai, when we were coming to just be, every time what we were doing in the session, we were doing the sensual movement and we were doing the breathing alchemy and the sexual practices, right? But women, we need to understand that our relationship with our sexuality is not just when we're having sex with a man. Like if you still there, we have a problem. Okay, your relationship with your sexuality is your relationship with your power. Okay, so sexual alchemy, when we talk about orgasmic frequency, I know, and maybe I should, I need to communicate better. I know that a lot of women, because that's the conditioning thing right away about intimacy, orgasm with a man or making love, we're talking about feminine alchemy practices to be a badass creatrix, to add more flow, more ease, more juice into your life. Less doing, more feminine alchemy, right? Less hustling and running around and trying to get things to happen, and more unlocking new paradigm in your energy field, right? To allow more space for pleasure while also protecting self. Here, I have met a beautiful man, but also like, this is too good to be true. Ha ha ha. It was coming up like, be careful here, keep your eyes open, go slow. But also, I'm like, what the fuck? I just thought about anything good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. That's good. So, we calling for things, and then things come into our reality. And I think we all had in the past the experience where we thought, that's it, I manifested it, this is it. And maybe a few red flags came here and there, and we ignored them, right? Because we got excited and turned on, and we have the flutters, and maybe we don't want to see it. Okay. So, Michelle, I have two layers of answer about your question. What I like to do, Adri. Okay, so one thing that I like to do is go back to the past and do an analysis, do a track record, and see clearly for yourself the moment where you had the red flags, the moment where it was not aligned, and how the red flags show up in your field. How does your body communicate to you? How the universe communicate to you? And see those moments clearly, because you're training your nervous system, your body, and your consciousness to identify and notice and act upon those red flags. So you need to understand, oh, that's what happened when the red flags show up. That's how we manifest. And then number two, oh, why did I ignore it? Because that person told me this. I felt this in my body. This. Why did I ignore it? What was the story there? What is basically the underlying belief and story that makes you ignore the red flag? Because what are we building? We're learning discernment. We're learning to be ninja, like work in the field and watch energy and understand energy, right? And that's the Pantera energy. See the shadows and learn how to work with them. Because relationship, we know, is shadow work. Relationship is shadow work. Okay? So once you have done your understanding of your track record, now in the reality, yes, Michelle, you need to stay grounded in your center and still be open to the magic, but just be present. Don't get in a flow, exciting in your head, possibilities, wanting that person to be maybe what. No, you stay grounded, right? So if at one point there is something that is not aligned with your fundamentals, you see it. And then you see also how your wounded self want to be like, oh, but is it that important? And that's the moment of recalibration. That's the moment where we create a new pathway in the nervous system and we say, yes, this is important. And now your body goes, and then you feel nauseous and you get sick and all sort of shit because your body is like recalibrating, right? And then when you're going for this recalibration and you finish, and this is why it's good to have accountability. Like when I have group with women come in the group, guess this is what's happening. Like in the priestess program 1 year, it goes the other way, by the way. In the priestess program, one woman met this guy, it was amazing. And she came in the group and she was like, I'm about to stop this relationship. This is not what I've been looking for. All of us were like, wait a minute. This is your fear of going deeper with your man. You're running away. Do your work here. It's not him. It's no. It's you. That's a defense mechanism. We all saw it so clearly. And we were like, look at the mirror and do your work. And she did. And she stayed with him. And they're together and they're really happy. Right? So it will go both, right? Nervous system will go, this is familiar. Wounded self is going to be like, yeah, but are we going to really get another man? Like, this is quite good. It's better than nothing. Or another part of you might be like, you know what? This is getting very intimate. This guy is a bit too much present. We need to run away. It goes both ways. It will go both ways. Okay? So it's a dance, Michelle. You see the opportunity, and as you are in the opportunity, you see what's recalibrating and one is to be recalibrated. But you know what? At that moment, if you allow the calibration and you stick to your alignment, you have shifted your frequency. Because when you create a new pathway in your nervous system, what you're essentially doing, you're opening a new frequency for yourself. Okay? So, do not recommend. Hunter 2.0. Yeah, I like Pleasure Ninja too. We were admired by dopamine we felt because it now only those red flags are familiar. Exactly, Zineb. Zineb, you know your shit, right? I can see that you have done some quite bit of shadow work, right? That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. right? And the mastery is literally to be like, okay, that's the shadow that came to the surface. That's why I allowed this to continue, or I accepted this relationship, and now I'm aware of it, and I'm going to be aware of how I navigate this new relationship or this new opportunity, whatever it is, right? Okay. Should you travel to the other side of town to see a man? This is a juicy question. Ladies. Okay. So I will give a first answer. My first answer will be no. Just point blank. If you give me just a thing like that, not asking for the details, I will say no. Okay. Now it depends on the detail, right? There might be circumstances where I am the one who is going to travel on the other side of the town to see you. But to be honest with you, where I am right now, you, the man, either you travel on the other side of the town or we meet halfway, but I'm not going to go all the way. Like I'm talking basic, we are at the beginning, we are dating, we're getting to know each other. Okay. I don't have the details of what's the situation, but that would be my basic kind of blank answer without having the details. If I meet a man and is like, we have a super amazing connection, right? He's amazing. And he says to me, listen, I am flying to Mexico tomorrow and I know Mexico has been calling you. Why don't you meet me? I'll get you the ticket. I'll be like, yeah, I'm flying. In that circumstance, I would fly. Okay. But if it's a man I'm just talking to and he's like, we're talking about meeting at one point, and he's like, oh, it's convenient for me. I have to go for Mexico for work. Meet me in Mexico. I'm not sure I would do it. I'm not sure. It would have to be that in many, many other ways, it had shown me that is worth it. And I'm not getting into something unbalanced. All right. Now it's hard to answer a question like that because there are many layers, right? There is what's going on in your alchemy. Because for another woman, the alchemy might be yes to take a chance and go. Right? It's like when I teach embodiment practice, some women have to learn how to stripping. Some women, their medicine is finally removing a layer. Some women, they strip in 2 minutes, in 1 second, and the stripping is like just slow down and don't strip right away, right? So there is never like a point blank answer. It's a bit hard to give one like that. But I instinctively, what I want to say for you is not necessarily. And I'll tell you why also. This is my answer. Because you asked the question. That means that it doesn't feel like a clear yes to you. Now, tuning into why I'm answering that, this is why I'm answering that. What are you not recommended, Adri? I missed that one. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, ladies, can you let me know what are the similarities that you're seeing between your erotic blueprint, your relationship with your womb, and your relationship with creation and God? What are you seeing? Which awareness is coming to you now? Before we go into alchemy work. What do you mean by you seeing the euro, Adri? Give us a little bit more. There you go. That's the same. That's it. So that's the pattern. That's the pattern. So that's it. That's the pattern, right? Yeah. Constant tension. Zineb, I'm not sure I understand your question. Yeah, okay. Other ladies, what's going on with your erotic blueprint and your creation blueprint? Okay, so that's number one. Number two, the second question is which awareness you have now about your relationship with power, right? Because to really tap into your sexual energy is to tap into your power to create, your power as an alchemist, right? So the womb, and this is what the womb and the erotic alchemy hold for us, is like so much potentiality, right? And that potentiality, like Michelle mentioned before, it might feel uncontrollable. It might feel like it's a lot, right? And that's why we need to develop capacity. We need to develop Pantera energy boundaries so that as we grow and we expand in that power, we can navigate the duality that is going to come with it also, so that we clear and we create safe space for our light and our power to expand. Beautiful, beautiful. But Sandy, so that is what you feel now. But the question is, as of today, where are you with connecting with your sexuality, your erotic blueprint, and how does that relate to how you create and manifest in your reality? Right? Because what basically I want to bring is the awareness of why erotic alchemy is not just about having sex with someone. It's about you as a woman being in your power to create and manifest. I had a brain loss some years ago and I never allowed myself to grieve. Okay. Okay. Beautiful awareness, Denise. Beautiful awareness, because now you have shut down your power to create because of the loss that you have experienced, right? And as long as you holding on to the loss that you have experienced and you're not processing it in your body but also spiritually, then your creation is on hold, right? Your creation, your life force, your radiance are on hold. Exactly, I said we are the power. Yeah. Oh. C'est ça, Sandy, ok. Mm. Ooh, I feel like I need to give my power away to stay connected to other people and to be able to create truly deeply from my own heart. Wow. Okay. Okay, ladies, let's breathe that and start. Oh, Sophia. I manifest, but in between those, I often have period of fear, doubt, and depression, as if life is happening in waves and there's still a lot of insecurity, but I'm building trust relationship. Okay. So, Sophia, do you see the parallel between your manifestation and your relationship with your sexuality and your erotic alchemy? Because it is connected, right? You feel
Yeah,
comfortable.
100%. Yeah.
So, let's take a moment here. I'm going to invite you to write 4 words on a piece of paper. 4 words. Write them down. The first word is going to be sexual energy. The second one is going to be womb. The third one is going to be creation. And the fourth one is going to be divinity slash power. And start breathing into it. Breathe into each one of the words. First, we're going to breathe into. Okay, so you're going to write those 4 words on a blank paper. And then you're going to look at sexuality, the first one, sexual energy. Breathe into it. And tune into your body. And feel which part of your body respond to that word. Which part of your body respond to the word sexual energy? And what is the story that comes from it? What is the emotion? What is the belief? Is there the voice of someone here speaking? And you're going to come on a paper and write down which body part and what is the story there and what is the emotion there. And then we're going to do the next word, which is the womb. And you're going to go into your body, start breathing into your body. And when you say the word womb, which part of your body responds? And which message come through, which emotion come through? And you're going to come on the paper and you're going to write down for whom, which body part responded. What was the emotion there? What was the story, the belief, and maybe even a memory? And then the next one you're going to connect with is power. Oh no, sorry. First, creativity, creation. Creation, creativity, manifestation. And see which part of your body responds and what is the message. And we're going to do the last one, which is power slash divinity. Okay. So through this exercise, I want to check with everyone. Did you get awarenesses, messages, confirmation through this exercise? Yes? Yeah? Okay. Did you get any insights on what your inner guidance is asking you to do now to start shifting the energy? Yeah? If you did, give me a yes in the chat. Yeah. So the reason why I wanted to do this practice with you ladies is because I wanted everyone to start really understanding that tuning in your body and starting to converse with your body is actually such an easy thing, and you get so much insight, right? It's just taking the time to decode the information that your body is communicating to you. Adri, you didn't get anything? Really? I'm sure you did. Where is she? I got some, but I don't have answer of what to do with it. Oh, got you. Yeah, not you're not necessarily going to have that. So you will have three three type of information, I would say. One type of information is showing you the limiting belief, right? Another type of information is showing you something that, like my womb said to me, I want to create beauty. Right? I just want to create beauty. Okay. So it might be a clue into Andrew, you're funny tonight. You in one of these moods, huh? So, right. Second option is going to be a clue into what you can do. Third option would be potentially point of power, meaning it's not always that your body is going to show you where the lie is. Sometimes your body is going to show you where the power is. Some of you who have done my holy orgasmic feminine evolution a year ago, I don't know if you remember, but in the body, we have point of power and we have point of fear because we live in a world of duality. So any place in your body where there is a fear related to your power to create or your fear related to your sexuality, there is another point in your body who knows the ultimate truth, right? And that's what I want to do now. Okay. So we're going to do a meditation where we're going to breathe into, I want to check, does everyone here has a clear point of fear? Meaning, in my shoulder, I have this emotion and this belief. Okay? I want to check everyone. Do you have a point of fear in your body right now? If you do, just put a yes in the group. Say yes and say where it is in your body. Heart and shoulder. Yes, heart. Okay. Okay. I'm not surprised for you, Lina, that it's the throat. Okay. Adri, pick one. Yeah, because part of it I saw for you will be your masculine. Someone asked about feminine power. Power the feminine way. Power the feminine way is what we're doing now. Is the creatrix power. Power the feminine way, she doesn't go in the 3D reality and penetrate the field like the masculine. She goes into the inner world and she unlocks new paradigms within a field, right? And really both work, both are important, but we want to balance that, right? So you want to do inner alchemy and then outer alignment. Inner alchemy, outer alignment. Between shoulder and what about my, they are aching there. Pick one. Okay, because we don't have, we cannot do all of it, right? I want to show you how to do for one. So now we're going to do an embodiment practice, ladies. The embodiment practice is going to be in 2 layers. We're going to start breathing into the point of fear, getting more intimate with the energy. Some of you are going to see the shadow. Some of you are going to see the inner child. Some of you might be like, oh, it's ancestral. Then we're going to scan the body. We're going to see where the point of power is, where the love is, where the truth is, where your true essence is, not the conditioning. And then we're going to start working the two together. You will see there's not much to do actually. Okay, that's going to be number 1. Number 2 is going to be sexual alchemy. So we're going to now use the sexual alchemy and start working with the sexual alchemy. Tomorrow, what I want to do, let's just join it now. Actually, no, I will give you a homework. Your homework is going to be to tune into your body and see if you find your point of power. So let's say you have in your shoulder fear of betrayal or fear not being good enough. Where in your body is the knowing that you are worthy, the knowing that you deserve everything you desire, the knowing that you are a gift? Where is it in your body? That's going to be your homework for tomorrow. So tonight we're going to do something else. We're going to do the cartography, the energetics of your womb. And we're going to check how is the energy in your womb space. So we're going to dive in, breathe into the energy, enter the space. We're going to understand what's going on energetically with your ovaries, what's going on energetically with your uterus, and then vagina. And then we're going to start calibrating the energy so that the energy start working together. When we come back from the journey, then I'm going to help you because we have understood the link between your erotic blueprint and your creation today. When we come back for the journey, we're going to understand the link on your energy in your womb and your creation. Let me give you an example. If you have ideas that come, tack, 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 whoa, but you have a hard time implementing them all the way, ovaries are on fire, uterus is not really active. Uterus is struggling a little bit, probably because there is a story there, right? But yeah. Or you make it happen, but it's so hard. Vagina is not coming into the dance because vagina is the one who bring the juice and the pleasure into the creation process, right? So you have your homework for tomorrow, and I think it's good because tomorrow we have somatic intelligence, so I'm inviting you to tap into it a little bit more today because we are in your creation power and your erotic blueprint. Let's go into the womb space. Okay, so let's go for it. What's going to be interesting, you're going to see also that this meditation is quite simple. Again, all of these tools are quite simple. It's just us finding the commitment to do them regularly. Okay. Bring your hand to your belly, holding your womb. If you need to lay down, you can lay down. And start connecting with your breath, your inhale and your exhale. Breathing into your womb space. Inhale, feel your lower belly expanding. Exhale, feel your lower belly relaxing and softening. Feel your breath massaging the muscles in your belly. Next time you inhale, when you exhale, you're going to make a sound. Inhale, make a sound as you exhale. Inhale, make a sound as you exhale. And start entering your womb space, bringing your full awareness to your womb. As you enter your womb, notice how she feels. Does she feel open and spacious? Does she feel busy or crowded? Does she feel quiet? Or is she speaking to you? And then breathing, you're going to start feeling your ovaries, your uterus, your vagina, and you're going to visualize them. How do they feel energetically? Your right ovary and your left ovary, all the inception energy, the beginning of creation. Your uterus is the incubator, growing, nurturing, the commitment, the consistency, the devotion to grow an energy, to develop it. A vagina is the sacred gate and the cervix the opening of the portal, moving from shadow to light, from the unseen to the seen. In your clitoris and your vagina, hold your pleasure, your capacity to move through your creation with pleasure. And then you're going to notice how they're all working or connected, where there is connection, when there is not connection. You might feel that your ovaries and your uterus are kind of connected, but your vagina is not. Your vagina is connected to your uterus, but your ovaries are a little bit disconnected. How is the flow of energy?
Would you hold my hand tonight? Would you hold my hand?
And then allowing simply your womb to start calibrating and balancing the energy. We're going to gently start activating your pelvic floor. Inhaling, contracting your pelvic floor. Exhale, release. Activating the pulse in your womb through your life force energy. Feeling your life force starting to awaken with your breath and starting to circulate in your womb, calibrating. You feel the energy starting to move, balancing and calibrating your uterus, your vagina, your ovaries. You can also use your hands to support this rebalancing of your womb matrix. As you breathe into this recalibration, you're going to say, I am ready to release the fear of being a powerful creatrix. I am ready to embody my light and allow my presence to be medicine for myself and for others. The more I shine my light, the more I inspire others to remember how powerful they are. As we create new paradigms, I choose to own my power, to unlock new possibilities, to embody love. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, make a sound as you release. Inhale. Inhale. And one more time. Inhale. Bring one hand to your womb, one hand to your heart, and give gratitude to yourself. Hey, Whoa, hey, hey, hey. Ooh. Going to slowly come back from your womb calibration. This is one practice that you can do regularly, once a week, twice a week. I'm going to give you some time to maybe take some notes. How was your womb journey? How was the energy there? And were your ovaries, your uterus, your vagina? And you can share in the chat. Pablo is our medicine man. Our medicine dog. Yes, so working with your vagina definitely, Zina, would work. Open your voice, yeah. Tomorrow we're going to do voice activation. We're going to do a voice activation circle. Hmm. So share in the chat, how was your womb? Womb stagnant, wants to create beauty, and don't be ashamed of creation. Heaviness in uterus, left ovary sharp pain. So what I would really like to invite everyone to do is to share in the Facebook group, what did you see in your womb and what did it reveal to you about your energy and your creation process? The same way we did with your erotic blueprint, okay? Same with your womb alchemy. Okay, so tension in your cervix is basically that moment when you have work on your creation and now it's time to release into the world. So there is something around moving from darkness to light and then being seen and taking your space in the world. Lotte, let me know if that resonates with you. Yeah. Felt disconnection still from my ovaries and womb. Seems like, yeah. So when you say womb, do you mean uterus? Lara? Memory of past betrayal, where was it in your womb matrix, Adri? Right? Because here is the thing, ladies. For instance, some of you said, oh, I have shame around my erotic and my sexuality, and then, oh, I am disconnected to my power, right? So you know that, oh, the more you're going to do your erotic practice, the more you're going to reconnect with your right to have power, right? If you feel that, for instance, for Lotte, there is an energy on the cervix, and then we like, okay, there is an energy around delivering and bringing things into the light, then your womb told you now, okay, the next level of your evolution now is unlocking the energy in your cervix so that you feel comfortable going into the light, right? So when you start, that's what we do, the inner alchemy now, when we're going to do your practices and your ritual around clearing your cervix and around being seen. And when you're going to do your sexual alchemy practice, that's how we start shifting energy and then stuff start coming into our reality. But maybe for you, Lotte, we're going to see that your fear of being seen is because you don't feel comfortable dealing with anger and confrontation. So part of your work is going to be dealing with that, right? So that's what I want to do for each one of you, because a lot of time women come to me, they say, oh, I've done so much work on myself. And you know, yeah, once you really understand all the aspect of the Rubik Kubik, right? Then it's like, okay, showtime. I'm going to do this and incorporate this practice in my life and this practice. And that's what I really want to do during the 8 weeks program, right? I want for every woman to have a energy recalibration practice and work on it. Let me recap what we did today. Erotic blueprint, creation blueprint. that already give you some clue on how now doing your sexual alchemy practices, whether it's a jade egg practice, a sexual breathing practice, which we're going to do tomorrow. I'm going to share one practice with you tomorrow, right? So sexual alchemy practice, or even just healing the sexual wound, right? How this is going to unlock more of your creation. Then now we look at your womb. That's another big element. Oh, this is my womb practice and my womb matrix right now. Oh yeah, okay, I realize that my uterus and my ovaries are not really connected. Okay, yeah, I see that there is something about what starting ideas, but not running them all the way through the end. What's the story there? That's an important key now to start unlocking your creativity, right? You're going to do inner child healing and shadow work, but you're going to do what we did today regularly, right? So that the energy start moving and the two start working together. Does that make sense to everyone, right? Basically, what this program is about becoming a true alchemist, using the feminine blueprint. That's what it is. It's about not having all those blind spots and understanding. Oh, and now, ladies, I told you at the beginning, your sexuality is much more than just having sex, it's creativity. Your womb is much more than, oh, I'm having baby. It's your creation codes right there. By the end of the call now, you have a pretty good idea. You have started unlocking how they're all connected, right? Homework for the Facebook group. I want everyone to share, this is what I saw in my womb matrix, and this is what is revealing to me about my creation and what's happening in my reality now. And from that place now, we can brainstorm all together and be like, okay, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Try this practice, try this. I read this book. Maybe you should read this book. I saw this video. Here is this video, watch it. Right? I want to create this place where we can really go deeper into the alchemy, because obviously we cannot do it in here. We don't have enough time. Okay? Then your second homework for tomorrow is point of fear, point of power. Yeah? And if you feel extra on fire, try again the womb recalibration we just did and see what happened. See the difference you see between what we did now and maybe doing it tomorrow morning. Just even tomorrow morning when you wake up, check your womb and see what's different. Because what is amazing about our bodies is that our bodies respond really fast to what? To our attention and our consistency. It's unbelievable. Because she's the feminine. She reacts really well to consistency and full presence, right? So, any questions before we close tonight's exploration? I want to check with everyone now. How are you feeling? Checking in. Take a moment, breathe. Not with your mind, but with your body. How is your body feeling now? Because your mind is already trying to have like all the good equation and all to figure out the solution and get everything done and everything shit done now. Just want to check now. How is your body feeling? How is your body, ladies? How is your womb? How is your heart? Grounded and peaceful, floating. Thank you. It was powerful, full, tired, any need of rest and nourishment. Yes, they need. Someone needs a little bit of sensual nourishment here. Maybe give yourself a little massage. Make sure you hydrate. Adri, I told you not to do that. Don't do any to do it. Just do your homework for tomorrow. But it feel relieved that I know. Ah, yes, Sandy. That moment when clarity comes, it feels good. Okay. How are we doing, Lara, Zineb, Lotte, Lubna, floating, Adri? Yeah, I self feeling more at peace and connected. Amazing. Dahlia, disconnected today. Dahlia, give yourself a gentle breast massage or gentle stretch and a good night's sleep. Okay. Yes, it is normal to shake because energy is moving, Sandy. It's a good sign. Shaking is good. It's energy releasing and moving, okay? Okay, ladies, I want to give gratitude for today's activation. Today was your erotic blueprint, connecting with the wisdom and the power in your sexual alchemy in your womb, and understanding where you are in this connection and how to deepen this power that you hold. Take a deep inhale, exhale. Give gratitude to yourself, to every woman present in the circle, to your ancestors and your guides, honoring them. Give gratitude for everything that was moved today, everything that was realized, released, and activated. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Have a good rest, drink a lot of water, and I see you tomorrow. Good night. You're welcome. You're welcome.